Right, hello there. Welcome to my Let's Learn the Track series on iRacing. This season, we're going to be covering the BMW 12.0 series, which is kindly sponsored by simrigs.com. So please check out their website in the video description. Now, videos will be published weekly to coincide with the track changeover, and the intention of this series is to help you gain back that lost time. So this isn't a place for hot laps, this is a slow, methodical approach to learn the track, showing you my braking markers and my reference points. And as always, please let me know in the comments if this helps and you've managed to gain any time. Thanks for watching. Hello everybody, welcome to this week's Let's Learn the Track from the beautiful Laguna Seca Raceway. As mentioned in the intro, this series is sponsored by simrigs.com, so please have a look in the video description at their website. So let's learn the track. What's it all about? Well, this season I'm doing the BMW 12.0 series. We're going to go out there, we're going to talk about pit exit, we're going to do a couple of slow laps. I'm going to show you what my reference markers are and braking points as we go around the circuit. Then slowly we'll try and pick up the pace and show you those braking markers and reference points in action. The session time is set to noon to match the official series, and we're using iRacing default weather, which I will put on screen now. As always, if this helps, if you wouldn't mind giving the video a like and let me know in the comments if you've managed to gain any time, that would be greatly appreciated. So enough waffling, let's get out on track. So here we are then on pit road at Laguna Seca. In the bottom right hand corner you will see that my brake pressure bias is 56.9 by default. Well, I'm going to dial that down because it's far too easy to lock the front brakes at Laguna Seca, and I found a sweet spot, for me at least, is 51.4. Just bear in mind, the lower that number, the more braking is done at the rear of the car. So if you are entering a turn with a little bit of brake pressure, then you are more likely to spin. So just bear that in mind and get used to it before you start trail braking left, right and centre. Anyway, pit exit, Laguna Seca. Bit of a pain, to be honest. It's horrible. I really don't like it. The run down to this turn is okay. So you're down the straight along the left hand side of these orange bollards. But then when you get down here, it's off camber, it's tight, it's horrible. So if you've needed to pit in the BMW series, you've either got a penalty which you haven't cleared and you've had to stop and go, or you've got damage and you've gone in for your fast repair. So just bear in mind down here that this left turn is off camber, and you know what it's like with the red mist descends and you try and get back out on track as quick as you can. There's a tendency to try and rush it. Don't. Take it nice and easy round this left turn. And then when you enter the circuit, the cars that have just come around turn 1, I don't know if it's turn 1 and 2 or just turn 1, they will be on this left hand side of the circuit. So just bear that in mind. Keep an eye on your relative box, which is there in the bottom right hand corner now. That's F3 by default. Okay, so we'll talk about turn 1 as we go around next time. By also, above my webcam, you'll be able to see the splits. Somebody suggested putting that on for the next video, which I've done, so it might make it easier just for you to see where you're going wrong if you are. So this turn here, braking marker for me here is round about the 2, and a little tip here at Laguna Seca: the first half of the lap, or well, majority of the lap to be honest, your turning point is pretty much the end of the curbs. So we're braking down into second gear for this turn, for this right turn. And then as you see the end of the curb there, I'll try and use my mouse cursor, this white, right about there, just before there, that's going to be your turning point for pretty much all of the curbs, and you'll see that when we're on a flying lap. So we're in second gear. Try not to cut this one if you can help it, because there's a red sausage there that's pretty severe. So we're going to be on the inside of the curb there, and we're going to be accelerating out, using all of the curb on exit, and then back onto the circuit, and then we're going to use the curb on the left hand side for this next right. We're going to be accelerating in third gear, leave it in third gear, and then we're just going to be braking round about at the 2, just gently turning in at the end of the curb, and you can cut this one a little bit, but try not to cut it too much if you can help it. Again, use all of the curb on exit for the run down to this left-hander, which you can carry much more speed through here than you would think, because there is a bit of banking on this curb. So that's my braking marker for this one. This white line, so you've got the 3 board there, and then you've got the 2, then you've got a white line in between. So between the 3 and the white line, that's what I would suggest using as your reference point, your braking marker there. So we're braking down into second gear. Again, at the end of the curb, we're going to be turning in. You can use quite a bit of the inside curb on this one. Get on the gas nice and early. Use all of this curb on exit for the run up to the kink. So if you keep your eye on the curb on the right hand side, I'll show you now what my reference point is. So you can see the nice clean blue and white curb on the right, and then where the 2 is, you can see it gets a bit grubby and dirty there where the rubber is. That's going to be your braking marker turn in. So when you see that, you're going to be gently on the brakes, third gear, and then at the end of it we're going to be turning in. Don't, whatever you do, hit this sausage on the inside, because that will severely damage your car. And there's a real horrible dip there. You want your 2 left wheels on this curb, ideally on the left hand side, and try and get on the gas as early as you possibly can, and then accelerate out all the way up to the infamous corkscrew. So position the car over to the left hand side, across these curbs, and we're going to try and straight line this. So you can see the 3, it's blind, so in between that last curb and the next one we're going to be braking. So round about here we're going to be starting to apply the brakes, getting rid of a bit of speed, but then we're going to be gently braking over this crest. So just release the pressure a little bit just as the car goes light over this crest, and they're going to be hard on the brakes again all the way down into first gear, and quite a late turning. Clip that inside curb. And a little tip here at Laguna Seca, you've got 2 trees when you take the first left at the corkscrew. You've got 2 trees. You've got this one with the 2 trunks, and then you've got the one on the right hand side. If you aim for that one on the right hand side, you are pretty much on line for the right part of the corkscrew, because as you can see it's totally blind. So if we just aim for that one there and hold it, as you can see there's the curb on the right hand side. We're right on line there, and bear in mind the car will get a bit loose there, so accelerating up into third gear. You don't need to go mega wide here, kind of a roundabout here, not right across onto the curb onto the right, because this is a nice banked cambered turn. So we're going to be in third gear, just trail braking, get the car towards the apex. As soon as it's pointing at the apex, get on the gas nice and early, use all of the curb on exit, then back over to the left, and at the 2 we're going to be gently on the brakes and then turning in at the 1. Again, don't clip this sausage on the inside. Try and get your right wheels on that inside curve and get on the gas nice and early. You can carry much more speed through there than you think as well. So then braking for the final turn. So car over to the right, and we're going to be braking just before the 2. That's going to be, there's a white line there. So between the white line and the 2, we're going to be on the brakes for the final turn. So we're going to be braking in a straight line all the way. Then we're going to turn in quite early, because we're going to take a little bit of this inside curb, not too much, and be careful on exit, because you don't need to run off track too much. Although we've gone off track a whole load then, it hasn't got, there we go. You don't need to go off track too much there before you get an off track. So then it's the run up to turn 2, I think, because I think this is classed as a turn, this one. So this is actually turn 1. So move the car over to the right hand side, and then we've got the 4 board there. So thereabouts, just after, that's going to be our braking marker for turn number 1. So we're going to be braking in a straight line all the way down into first gear. I find that first gear helps with rotation. So we're going to clip that inside curb. We're going to treat this as a double apex, so then the car will run wide. Be very, very patient here, then get the car back for the second apex. And bear in mind that the track keeps going left even when you've gone round that left hand turn. So as you can see, the track is going across us here, so it's really easy to run out wide here if you're not patient with the throttle. So then move the car over to the left, back up to this turn. So we're braking at the 2, down into second gear. At the end of the curb, we're going to be turning in, clipping that inside curb, let the car run out wide, up to third, back out again, gently on the brakes. At the end of that curb, we're going to be turning in, clipping that inside curb, using this curb on exit, and up to 4th gear, leaving in 4th gear, braking at the line. So there's the 3, there's the line, so down into 2nd, end of the curb. We're going to be turning in on the gas nice and early, up to 3rd gear, then we're going to be up to 4th gear, and then at the dirty piece of curbing on the right, so we're braking there, 3rd gear, turn in, get those left wheels on the curb, but don't hit that sausage. So then the run up to the corkscrew, car over to the left, there's the curbs. In between these two curbs we're going to be braking now, lift off the brakes gently over the crest, then down into 1st, aim for the right tree, there it is, up to 2nd, 3rd, then just gently apply the brakes now, get the car back to the apex, then on the gas, move the car over to the left, gently on the brakes again. At the end of the curb we're going to be turning in, get on the gas. When you're at the apex there, you want to be on the gas if you can. Move the car over to the right, braking there just before the 2, down into 1st gear, late apex, or sorry, early apex there, sorry. Clip a bit of that inside curb. Right, back up to turn number 2. So move the car over to the right hand side, we're looking for the number 4. So we're braking there, down into 1st gear. I think it helps the car rotate, so double apex, be patient. Then on the gas, move the car over to the left. There's the 2, braking, down into 2nd, clip that inside curb, use all the curb on exit. So gently braking here, turn at the end of the curb, use all the track on the inside and outside here at Laguna Seca. So we're braking at the white line there, down into 2nd gear, and then accelerate up to 3rd, then up to 4th, tyres still aren't up to temperature, so braking just at the tyre marks on the right hand side curb there. Move the car over to the left, so in between these 2 curbs we're going to be braking gently down into 1st gear, clip this inside curb, aim for that tree, there it is. Then just gently now, just breathe on the brakes, just to get it to point back at the apex, just to load the front. Then we're braking here down to 3rd, accelerate on the apex or just before. Then at the 2 we're going to be braking down into 1st gear. It's a bit late with turning there. So there we've gotten off track, we hardly went off track there. So we'll slowly try and pick up the pace a little bit now, but tyres still aren't up to temperature, so we're not going to be setting any hot laps. So at the 4 we're going to be braking down into 1st gear, double apex, that's really wide that, but it's okay here at Laguna. There's a couple of lines you can take through turn number 2, so move the car over to the left, so braking down to 2nd gear, clip that inside curb, use all the track on exit, so just gently breathe on the brakes again, then again on the gas. And this left hand turn where you can carry much more speed than you think, so we're going to be braking there down into 2nd gear, use a bit of that inside curb, then up to the kink, look for the black marks on the curb, there down into 3rd, and up towards the corkscrew, down into 1st gear, clip that inside curb, look for that tree, there it is, get the car straight, just be gentle with the gas as you go over there, so just breathe on the brakes, get the car pointed back at the apex. So then at the 2 braking down to 3rd gear, get on the gas at the apex, so just before if you can, braking at the 2, down to 1st gear, clip that inside curb, because you want a good run out of that last turn, because this is the most, or probably the most common overtaking opportunity into turn number 2, I think it is now. So at the 4 we're going to be braking down to 1st gear, be patient and get back on the gas. Try and pick up the pace a little bit now. So I don't know what race pace is going to be here this week. Should be into the 220s maybe. It's tricky getting his stops into the corkscrew though. So there we go, so see what lap time that is, see if we can beat it. We'll do one more lap. So 2:21.8, yeah, we can beat that definitely. So we're braking at the 4. Be patient, let the car come back. So we're a tenth or so up at the moment. Leaving 4th there. Really important not to hit that sausage going through the kink, because genuinely that'll ruin your race. You can short shift a second if you wish going through the corkscrew if the car feels a little bit more settled. So there we go, that's a little bit of a better lap. The 20s I think are definitely doable. That was a 21.3. Yeah, the fast guys are going to be into the 20s, no problem at all. But hopefully that gives you a little idea what you should look for at Laguna. So just remember, the end of the curbs are pretty much your turning point right throughout the circuit. There's a couple of corners where you can carry a little bit more speed than you would think, namely the second to last turn and the next left as we go around the circuit now. Hopefully that helps. So there we go, that's Learn the Track this week at Laguna Seca. As I mentioned at the very beginning, if you wouldn't mind letting me know in the comments how you get on this week. Have you had a win? I love hearing that people have had a win on the back of watching this video, so it really is appreciated if you let me know. And as always, if you want to give it a like. Simrigs.com, please have a look in the video description. Lovely guys, sell all things sim related, so please go and check them out. So that's it. Have a good week, everybody. Good luck. See you later. Cheers.